Hello, Jeff Helvin here with Ballen Brands, and today I want to show you how to use the site widgets in the Elementor Page Builder. So this is our website here, ballenbrands.com, and I'm just going to pull up basically I'm going to create a new page. So I'm already logged into the admin. I'm going to click on New Page, just to show you kind of on a demo page. We're not going to make it live here. So it's going to load the page, and this is our standard WordPress Gutenberg interface, but I'm going to go ahead and just pop open here Edit with Elementor, and that's going to open up our Elementor Page Builder. So it's going to reload the page with the Elementor widgets over on the left hand side, and then kind of what our page is going to look like. Now this is the title that the page was assigned by default. We're going to change all that, of course, and then we have where we can put our widgets. So on the left hand side here we have all of our widgets. We have favorites that we can save, we have the basic widgets, we've got pro widgets, there's general widgets. Okay, and then we have site widgets. So the site ones specifically are the ones that are configured and kind of relevant to like the site itself, not just the single page, but things we're going to pull in onto the page that are defined site-wide. So for example, we have a site logo. So I can drag over the site logo into the page, and there you go, that's our logo. So what's different here is that this is not just an image, right? It's what's the logo. Now I'm doing it this way because if I were to change the logo sometime in the future, let's say up here, maybe we have different colors, something like that, I'd want it to change anywhere that I use this site logo, right? Because I would use this maybe in branding specific things. So I don't actually change it here in this widget if I were to change that, but you see here it says choose image site logo. So it's already got that predefined. I want it to be the full size. I can change the size of it if I want to. Okay, but we're just going to go ahead and leave it full size. We can change the alignment, the caption around it, what it links to, all of that good stuff is there. And you'll see it has the site URL as the link as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you where to configure these in a moment, but wanted to just kind of show you each of these pieces. So I'll go ahead and go back here to widgets, and then we're going to pull over site title. Okay, so this is pulling up the title that we gave the website. So we just simply use the name in this case. It could be like Ballen Brands, WordPress websites, like things like that. But in this case, we just use our actual name as the site title because we use site title and then we use page title, things like that to build out our full title. But in this case, that's our site title. All right, let's go back to widgets here. Then we have page title is an option. So right now, the title of the page is this here, right? Because that's what it defaulted to. So it's going to use that. Now you'll see that that's what this is using already. But on our actual design, on our layout, our template that we're using, this actually does have already the title up here at the top. So we may or may not use that in certain instances, but just want to show you what that looks like here. Then we also have nav menu. So if I pull this down, we'll just do it underneath. Then now it's got the navigation menu. So you see that here. Now again, we already use the navigation menu. These are the actual widgets that we're using to build the header when we built that. But if you wanted, let's say you wanted this at the bottom of the page too, you can do that, right? I can embed this anywhere on the page just by using those site things. So if I go into the administration section and I change the navigation, then it's going to automatically change here. It's going to change up in the header, right? Anywhere I use this particular marker, we'll call it, this widget, then it's going to update, which is really the true benefit of doing that, okay? Then we have search form. Maybe we want it on a 404 page or something, right? Somebody tries to come to a page and it doesn't work. Well, then we have this option to add a search form. So this is going to search all the pages and posts in your actual website, okay? Pretty simple widget there. Then we have Sitemap. That's another one. We get asked a lot of times, oh, how do people know what pages there are and so forth. So Sitemap's going to show pretty much everything. Let's go ahead and pull that in here. So this just shows you kind of what all the different pages that exist on the website. Okay, they're not organized necessarily outside of whether they're a page or a post, right, or what categories they're in. So we don't use this particular feature a lot. Search engines, it might be helpful to have a sitemap page if you're trying to help a user see everything that's available. Search engines are able to crawl using a different kind of sitemap, like an XML sitemap that doesn't necessarily display on the website. But in some cases, you might want to have a page that has a list of all the links. So That's how you do that, really simple. So if I go add a new page, of course, it'll automatically update anywhere that's using this particular widget. So another really cool feature there. And actually, if I go back here, you'll see there's other ways, I can add items, categories, posts, right? We got pages, landing pages, podcasts, if we have those built in, testimonials. We're able to actually, here's all the different testimonials, right? So there's different features that we could build in as well, depending on what we want to show on the sitemap. Usually by default, we have pages and posts as the particular options. Okay, there you go. Those are our categories, and then here's all the posts. So again, it's not very pretty, right? There's a lot of options in there, which is part of why these aren't used all that often, because they're just very technical or clinical or functional, not necessarily pretty. All right, so let's go back to widgets. And the last one we have here is breadcrumbs. Now, breadcrumbs is actually built in here because we have Yoast installed. So you see that little logo, that's the Yoast logo. And breadcrumbs is an option. Let's go ahead and pull that in here so you can see. So what that does is right now we're just on the home page. This isn't a category or a subcategory or a page under another page. But if we were to, let's say we had a services page, and then under services we had this service number 1, service number 2, service number 3. So what this would do is if I click on service number 3, right, it would have home, services, and then service number 3. Like it would track this. So breadcrumbs are very useful for search engine optimization. They're really good for users, the user interface as well, when you have your pages organized. A lot of times we might have simple websites. We don't have, thousands of pages, things like that. If we only have a standard WordPress website with 5 pages, services, contact us, about us, like just the simple stuff, well then breadcrumbs may not make a lot of sense. But if you're using blog posts and categories and you have again multiple layers so people can dig in deeper, breadcrumbs is a great way to help organize the content or help people navigate the content, as well as the search engines being able to see what the relation is to this page to that page to another page. So a really cool feature that's built in there. Now, some of these things are defined somewhere else. Okay, so that's really sometimes where we go, okay, great, I want to change this logo, right? Well, if you're changing this logo, you're changing this logo as well, and that's fine. That's what you want to do, right? So to show you where the site specific features are, I'm going to click over here on the top left, and we're going to site settings. That's where you're going to find these items that are defined here. So I'm going to click on site settings, let that load up here, give it a moment. All right, so then we have global colors, global fonts, types, and then settings. So you see site identity. So if I click on site identity, that's where the logo's at. It's also where the site name's defined. Okay, so those are built right in there. So if I change this to Ballen Brands something else, well then it's automatically going to change it here, anywhere that we use that particular thing. And then we also have the site logo. So if I change the logo, it's going to change it here. And again, anywhere else that I use that. So we recommend using these features as, if you're going to make changes over multiple pages, or again, anything that's specific to your brand is a really good idea to use here. But that's where that's going to be built out. Now, again, there's page titles, there's menus, things like that. Those are all built into different areas of the WordPress interface specifically, and can be managed here through Elementor or WordPress. Either way, it doesn't matter what interface we're using, it's going to affect these particular pages. So hopefully that helps kind of explain a little bit more about what these options are and when we would use them. If you have any questions on Elementor, WordPress websites, or anything else that we can help you with, by all means reach out to us at team@ballenbrands.com.